A trusted family member has secretly put your property under their name, and what's about to be revealed will shake your entire world. Archangel Michael says, "Listen closely, for what I am about to reveal is not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you." A shadow has moved in silence within your own family circle, and the betrayal is deeper than you could ever imagine. One you trusted, one you believed would stand with you forever, has already begun a hidden scheme with your property, and the truth is about to surface like a storm breaking through the night. You thought loyalty was safe in the walls of family, but there is a plan already written behind your back. Papers are moving, signatures are shifting, and somewhere in a hidden room, your name is being erased. The person you once welcomed with open arms is weaving a plot that could take away what belongs to you. The air is heavy because heaven has seen this act in motion before you could ever notice. Nothing in your house feels the same, because a secret plan has already shifted the energy. There is no coincidence that you are reading this now. This message is meant to prepare you before it is too late. Every sound around you will begin to feel different after this revelation. The footsteps you hear, the conversations that stop when you enter the room, the documents placed away too quickly, all of them hold pieces of a puzzle you weren't meant to see. But now the veil is lifting, and the truth is being set right before your eyes. The family member you once leaned on is not only hiding something but is actively signing away what was once under your name. Their face shows calmness, but behind it burns greed and desperation. They believe no one will notice, because their betrayal has been dressed in politeness and false smiles. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear, for this revelation comes not to destroy you, but to strengthen you." The trap that has been set will not succeed once your spirit awakens to the truth. The heavens have seen this betrayal, and the one who thought they could walk over you will soon be exposed. You must understand that this is not just about property, it is about control, power, and a plan to leave you with nothing. The reason they chose to move in silence is because they knew your heart was pure, trusting, and unwilling to suspect those closest to you. That very trust has become the weapon they are using against you. And now, the documents they secretly prepared carry weight designed to strip you of your inheritance, your foundation, your legacy. But the truth is rising, and this message is your shield to stop them before the final stroke of their pen seals your loss. The betrayal begins softly, like a whisper in the dark. First, it was conversations with strangers you weren't told about. Then, it became quiet visits to places you didn't know they went, always with documents hidden in their bag. They have already planted their claim where your name should stand. Bank records, property details, and signatures have all been adjusted in ways you didn't agree to. Behind closed doors, your life is being rearranged without your permission. Archangel Michael says, "I come to expose this act, for your heart must be awake to see it before it is sealed. Heaven will not let this deed bury your destiny. The one who dares to steal what is yours will face the fire of truth." Even as you sit reading this, energy shifts around you. Their plan is not only legal, it is spiritual. For every hidden act they perform in secret, an unseen heaviness falls on your home, making you feel restless, uneasy, and uncertain. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The walls around you are not as silent as you think. Whispers have already been exchanged in private places, names have been mentioned, and signatures have been tested on documents that were never meant for their hands. The air itself holds the vibration of secrecy, carrying a warning you cannot ignore. The family member you trust has already placed their foot in dangerous ground. They have spoken to people outside the home, people who know how to turn signatures into power. And though you cannot see it yet, the evidence of betrayal is already sitting on someone's desk, waiting for a final confirmation. What they have done is not by accident. Each step was carefully measured, each movement hidden under the disguise of love and concern. But the truth is their heart was no longer loyal, and greed spoke louder than loyalty. Archangel Michael says, "What is done in secret cannot stay hidden forever." When the light falls upon the darkness, the hidden acts are forced into exposure. That moment is drawing near, and the truth will come whether they are ready or not. There are signs already present in your environment. The hesitation in their eyes, the sudden changes in their tone, the way they avoid certain topics when you are near. These small cracks are the proof that their inner guilt is trying to break through. The property they are attempting to claim is more than land, more than documents. It represents your stability, your bloodline, your future, and that is why this betrayal cuts deeper than words can explain. They are not only attempting to steal paper, they are trying to take the foundation of your life. They know what it means to you. They know the memories built around it, the legacy attached to it, and the sacrifices you made to protect it. And that knowledge makes their betrayal even sharper, because they are deliberately using that against you. Even now, their plan is running quietly like a river beneath the ground. But when a river breaks free, it floods everything around it, and that is what heaven is warning you about, so that you may stand before it drowns you. Your trusted family member has already spoken with others who know how to cover their tracks. Lawyers have been consulted, papers have been drafted, and explanations have been prepared for when you begin to suspect. There is an energy shift that follows betrayal. You might notice objects misplaced, sudden arguments, and the weight of tension in the air that was never there before. This is not coincidence, it is the spiritual consequence of their hidden actions. You may feel as though your strength is being drained without a reason. It is because their plan not only moves in the physical world but also tries to weaken you spiritually, so that you will not have the energy to fight back. But heaven is pouring strength into your spirit, even through this message, so that you will rise above their trap. The clock is ticking, and the days are numbered for this secret. Every action they took in private will soon be revealed in the open, and the mask they wear will no longer protect them. Their calm face will soon tremble under the weight of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 818. The betrayal feels silent, but silence is not the same as safety. Just because they haven't told you, doesn't mean the act has not already begun. The silence itself is the proof that they know what they're doing is wrong. Every time they smile at you, remember this: it is not the smile of loyalty, but the mask of deception. The truth is hiding in plain sight, and if you look carefully, you can already feel the difference in their energy. Their kindness has grown colder, their concern feels empty, and their words no longer carry the weight of sincerity. What they want is to catch you off guard. They want the final paper to be signed before you ever realize what happened. That is why this warning has come, to break the silence and to shatter the mask before it's too late. Archangel Michael says, heaven has not abandoned you in this matter. The one who thinks they have outsmarted you will soon realize they cannot outsmart the light of truth. Your property, your legacy, your foundation will not be taken without a divine fight. The night has been their cover, the silence their protection. But even in the night, heaven sees everything, and no signature, no conversation, no secret meeting escapes the eyes of truth. They think the shadows will hide them, but the light is already walking toward them. Every step they take in this betrayal is another step into a pit they are digging for themselves. They believe they are clever, that their scheme is flawless, but what they do not realize is that the very trap they created will turn back on them. The property they tried to claim will soon become the proof of their deception. The hands that once embraced you with affection are the same hands preparing papers to erase your name. Their loyalty was an act, a carefully painted picture, but the cracks are showing. No matter how hard they try to cover it, their guilt leaks into the atmosphere, and heaven makes sure you feel it. This is why your nights have been restless, your mind unsettled, and your heart uneasy. You may not have seen the evidence with your eyes, but your spirit already senses it. Heaven allows you to feel what your eyes cannot yet see. Their plan is already written in ink. Conversations behind your back have been recorded in memory by witnesses who will one day speak. Documents exist with your name shifted, but heaven has declared that no lie can stand forever. They thought the bank was on their side. They believed their quiet manipulation would remain invisible. But there are divine forces stirring behind the scenes, and the same doors they thought were locked in their favor will suddenly swing open to expose them. The greed that drove them is now chaining them. Greed is never satisfied, it only digs deeper until the hole becomes too wide to escape. This is where their plan is heading, into a collapse they never prepared for. They thought taking your property would give them power, but what it will bring them is exposure, shame, and the tearing down of their false foundation. The storm they built is already circling back to strike. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Even as they sit in calmness before you, their heart is racing with fear. Deep down, they know what they are doing cannot remain hidden forever. They may laugh in public, but their spirit trembles in private. Every lie carries weight, and the weight of their actions is pressing down harder each day. They may deny it on the outside, but inside, they feel the walls closing in. This is why their words have become sharp, their temper shorter, and their silence heavier. Archangel Michael says, "Do not be shaken by what you discover. The exposure is part of your protection, and the truth is your weapon. Stand in the strength that is being poured into you, for the light will guide your steps in this matter. Your property carries your name for a reason. It is not an accident, not a mistake, not something that can be erased by hidden signatures. It is your inheritance, and heaven has written it into your destiny." The hidden meetings are almost complete. There have been quiet gatherings where your absence was intentional, where they made sure your chair remained empty. These were the moments they plotted to remove you from what is rightfully yours. Strangers were brought into conversations about you, and decisions were made without your knowledge. They smiled in your face afterward, pretending nothing had changed, while their words had already sealed agreements behind closed doors. The betrayal was not only about property, it was about power. They did not expect this moment of revelation to reach you. They thought silence would keep you blind forever. But the heavens are speaking now, and what was whispered in the dark is being shouted in the light. The mask they wear is falling apart. The closer their plan reaches completion, the more exposed they become, because lies cannot hold forever under the weight of truth. The collapse is coming, and they cannot escape it. The silence around you has been unusual for a reason. They no longer share openly, they no longer sit with the same ease, and their conversations end quickly when you walk into the room. This is not a mistake, it is the pressure of guilt tightening around them. They thought you would remain blind. They believed their disguise would hold until the very end. But the heavens do not let lies last forever, and the one who betrays will eventually betray themselves. Already, small signs are leaking into your awareness. Documents have gone missing, excuses have grown more frequent, and stories no longer align the way they once did. These are the threads of their secret plan unraveling. And as the threads fall apart, the hidden truth begins to rise. What they buried in silence is starting to surface, and the more they try to push it down, the louder it will echo. Their time of secrecy is ending. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The betrayal began quietly, but its consequences will roar loudly. Once exposed, no mask will save them, no excuse will protect them, and no lie will cover them. The weight of truth is too heavy to ignore. What you feel inside is not paranoia, but divine warning. The unrest in your heart is heaven's way of preparing you before the full storm arrives. You are not imagining the change, you are discerning it. The property they touched without your permission is now marked with divine justice. It cannot remain in their hands, for what belongs to you has been spiritually sealed. Their attempts to hold it will slip like sand through their fingers. And though they move with confidence now, the collapse is waiting for them. They will not outrun the truth that is already written against their actions. The storm will break. Archangel Michael says, "Do not carry fear in your heart." The betrayal that feels heavy is already being turned into your strength. What was meant to break you will instead reveal your power. This act against you was not only an attempt to take what you own. It was an attempt to weaken your spirit, to silence your faith, to leave you powerless. But heaven has chosen this very act to prove your resilience. You will not be destroyed by this betrayal. Instead, you will be elevated. Their plan has become the very ground where your strength is rising. And soon, their own actions will betray them. The same mouth that whispered against you will tremble when questioned. The same hands that forged their schemes will shake when evidence is revealed. They underestimated you. They believed silence meant weakness, that your trust meant blindness. But what they failed to realize is that heaven always equips the innocent with protection. The property they sought to claim is your shield. It holds your bloodline, your sacrifices, your prayers, and those cannot be erased with ink. Their signature may be on paper, but your spirit is on the land. The darkness cannot hold what light has claimed. And no matter how carefully they planned, they forgot that heaven always sees deeper than human eyes. Their plan was doomed from the moment it was written. Now, every hidden corner is being illuminated. Every silent step is being heard. And every mask is being torn away. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They walk around as if nothing has happened. Their smile is painted carefully, their laughter sounds forced, and their sudden interest in your affairs is nothing but a cover. The deeper they try to hide, the more their guilt leaks out. You may notice how they avoid your eyes. They shift their gaze quickly, as if afraid that one glance will reveal their entire secret. And truly, their eyes cannot hold the weight of the truth any longer. Their behavior has changed in ways you can no longer deny. The warmth that once came naturally is now an act rehearsed with precision. They are playing a role, but the stage they built is already collapsing. Every mask eventually cracks. And theirs is beginning to split open, piece by piece, under the pressure of what they are trying to conceal. Soon, the whole truth will be laid bare. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. The property that was shifted behind your back has a pulse of its own. It carries the energy of your family, your sacrifices, and your destiny. That is why this betrayal carries such a heavy consequence. It is not just about greed, it is about attempting to sever your connection to your own foundation. They thought it would be simple, a matter of documents and signatures, but heaven does not allow legacies to be erased by deception. What belongs to you has already been marked by higher hands. The forces working in your favor are greater than their schemes. They do not realize that each false step they take is being recorded in heaven's book of truth. The exposure is not a matter of if, but when. And the when is drawing near with every breath they take. Their plan, so carefully woven, is already falling apart from the inside. Archangel Michael says, "The storm will break not to destroy you, but to remove what has been hidden from you. Fear not, for you will stand stronger after the revelation." The property, the inheritance, the blessing, they are still yours. This warning is not meant to weigh you down, but to prepare your heart. Once the exposure comes, emotions will surge, but you will be ready. You will not be caught off guard, because heaven has armed you with foresight. The betrayer does not realize that their own mouth will betray them. A slip of the tongue, an unfinished sentence, a detail revealed too soon, this will be the crack that opens the flood. What they tried to hide will be revealed by their own hands. And when that moment comes, you will remember this message. You will remember that heaven had already whispered the truth before the mask fell. And you will not be shaken. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Even now, strange alignments are beginning to occur. A document misplaced, a witness remembering a detail, a banker hesitating before confirming a change. The web of lies is no longer holding. The more they attempt to tighten it, the more fragile it becomes. Like glass under pressure, it is about to shatter in their hands. When it does, there will be no stopping the wave. Conversations will surface, signatures will be questioned, and their story will no longer align. Everything they hid will be dragged into the open. The same stage they built in secret will become the place of their exposure. And all who were fooled by their disguise will see the truth with their own eyes. The storm is building. Every secret they thought would stay hidden is beginning to echo louder than their silence. The weight of truth cannot be contained any longer. They underestimated how fast the exposure would come. They believed they had time, that their plan would pass unnoticed, but heaven moves swifter than human schemes. Their downfall is already in motion. The property, the foundation of your legacy, will not be stolen. The ink on their papers may be dark, but the light of truth burns brighter. Their documents cannot erase the divine record that seals your name. They thought betrayal would bring them gain, but what it brings is judgment. What they plotted in shadows will soon place them in the center of unwanted attention. Their lies will draw the spotlight they fear most. Type Amen to get blessing 3535. You have felt the heaviness in your spirit for a reason. Nights where sleep feels distant, days where unease follows you closely, these are not accidents. These are signals that something beneath the surface is stirring. The betrayer feels that weight too. Though they pretend calmness, their mind is restless, their heart uneasy, and their conscience screaming louder each day. No matter how hard they try to silence it, guilt has a way of speaking through every silence. And as the days pass, their steps grow heavier. They cannot hide the cracks forever. The closer the truth comes, the more their own actions will betray them. Archangel Michael says, "The one who moved against you will not escape the light." They thought their silence was power, but their silence will become their chain. Their secrets are already falling apart. Type Amen to get blessing 3737. The whispers are spreading. What was once held tightly between a few is beginning to slip into more ears. Those who once supported them are now questioning, doubting, and preparing to step away. The circle of secrecy is shrinking. Trust is crumbling among those who aided them, and the cracks in their unity are breaking wide open. What they thought was strong is now fragile. Even the property they tried to shift carries resistance. Papers are delayed, processes interrupted, unexpected obstacles appearing at every step. These are not accidents, they are signs of divine intervention. They cannot complete what heaven has already stopped. They cannot hold what heaven has already taken from their grasp. The ending has already been written. Type Amen to get blessing 3939. The betrayal is now a mirror they cannot escape. Every time they look at you, their guilt reflects back at them. They are reminded of the truth they tried to bury. Their hands tremble when they handle documents. Their voice shakes when they are questioned. They cannot carry the mask for much longer. The tension will soon break in public. What they thought would remain hidden within the family will reach beyond, into places they never wanted it to go. The exposure will not stay small. And when it spreads, they will stand alone in their shame. Their allies will step back, unwilling to fall with them. Their mask will shatter completely. Type Amen to get blessing 4141. The day of silence is ending. What was once hidden in closed rooms will soon be dragged into the open. The betrayer can no longer control the direction of the story. Their plan was built on deception, but deception is fragile. One question asked at the right time, one document requested by the right person, and their entire foundation begins to crumble. The unraveling has already started. They are nervous now, though they try to hide it. Their words stumble, their explanations sound weak, and their confidence has cracks. The truth is too heavy to conceal. Even those they trusted to help them begin to doubt. Fear spreads among their circle, and whispers of exposure rise louder than their lies. The storm they created has turned against them. The property they attempted to seize is resisting. Every attempt they make to finalize it is delayed, blocked, or questioned. Papers are returned, signatures are flagged, and processes stall for no apparent reason. These are not coincidences, they are divine barriers. What they touch with greed slips from their grasp, no matter how tightly they hold on. Their control is already gone. You may not see the full picture yet, but heaven has already secured your victory. The same hands that wrote against you will soon be forced to correct themselves. The truth is bending their plans into failure. And when the moment comes, you will stand stronger than ever. What they meant for loss will return to you multiplied. Their betrayal is the soil where your justice grows. Archangel Michael says, the mask will not last another season. Their calmness is an illusion, their strength a performance. Soon, their collapse will be undeniable. They try to act as if nothing changed, but the shift is obvious. The home feels different, the atmosphere heavy, the silence unnatural. Every corner whispers what they tried to bury. The documents they hid are waiting to be exposed. The conversations they kept in secret will echo louder than they ever expected. And once revealed, they will not be able to take their words back. Their betrayal will mark them, not you. Their shame will cling to their name, while your legacy remains untouched. They will carry the weight of their deception for all to see.